A very good morning, students. Today we will continue chapter 4, that is key elements of a democratic government. So, in our previous class, we have talked about a story of Maya and also we have talked about participation. So, we people of India participate through electing our leaders who represents us, right? And we have also discussed that election is for a particular period of time, and in India it is for 5 years. So beside election there are more ways to participate in the government. Okay, so people participate by taking an interest in the working of the government and by criticizing it when required. So when government make or take any decisions, people accept it or don't accept it or criticize it. Okay, and this is how they take participation in the government. Okay, and they also if they are not satisfied with the decisions, they disapprove it. Okay, I will take give one example. And in August 2005, when a particular government increased the money of or bill of electricity, so people disagree it and also organize a signature campaign and rallies. After that, government stops its decisions and change its decision. Okay, there are many ways in which people express their views and make government understand what action they should take. Like the previous one example I have given, same people express themselves, and if they don't agree with the decisions, they take actions like dharnas, rallies, strikes, signature campaign, etc. See, I will show you how this can take place. They can strike, they can rally. Okay, they can go in rallies and signature campaign. Fine, and all the things that are can be expressed through the newspapers, magazines. Okay, there are very various ways where the people can discuss the government issue and responsibility with the other people. Okay, need to resolve conflicts. Why we have conflicts? First and foremost thing is this: conflict basically occurs when people of various or different culture, region, community, race, economic background do not get along with each other, or they feel that they are being discriminated against. So people may use violent means to settle their differences also, and this lead to fear, tension among other livings in an area. So government is responsible for helping to resolve conflicts, because we cannot live in peace when we have various conflicts, and government help us to resolve that conflicts so that we can live happily. Okay, so one conflict is given in your book. It is of river Kaveri, which go through two states, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So both the state had made a dam on the river. Okay, in Karnataka there is Raja Sagar Dam, and in Tamil Nadu it is Mettur Dam. So the conflict arise because both the dams are in same river, and the downstream dam in Tamil Nadu can only be filled if the water is released from the upstream one located in the Karnataka. So therefore both state cannot get much water as they need for people in their states. So this leads to conflicts because both the states want water for their people. Okay, so this conflicts occur because the same dam is in the same river has two dam in various cities or states, we can say. Okay, this uh, made the conflict between both the states. Okay, the Indian Constitution lays down the basic rules or law that have to be followed by everyone. These laws are for both the government and the people. Conflicts and differences have to be resolved according to these laws. So, when any conflicts occur, the government has to resolve these conflicts according to the laws they have made. Okay, they cannot make any solution of the problem without looking into the laws made for that particular situation. Fine. Equality and justice. One of the key ideas of a democratic government is its commitment to equality and justice. Equality and justice are inseparable. In the earlier practice of untouchability is now banned by law. This group of people were denied education, transport, or medical facilities, and even the chance to offer prayers. So, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar realized that such practices must not continue and that justice can only be achieved when people are treated equally. The government also recognizes this and makes special provisions for groups within society that are unequal. In our society, there is a general tendency to value and care for the boy child more than a girl child. So, this means that society does not value the girl and the boy child equally, and this is injustice. In this context, the government steps in to promote justice by providing special provisions that can enable girls to overcome the injustice that are subjected to.